then, let's before we ride over these films, let's see what we saw. I occasionally bump into you, and occasionally I always ask, am I entertaining you? My first question is, am I entertaining you? And I sometimes get the answer back, Reggie, I like this of your films, and quite a few of you like my rants. So until you tell me don't, Reggie, or you stop watching them, unfortunately you're going to have to put up with them for a while. Anyway, let's have a look at this one. What's he called? R.D. Baker. So we're going through roadworks. So first of all, you have to be more careful than you are with everything else. You just never know. Take more concentration, you know. And this is just unacceptable driving. Look how close this guy is, not only behind him, but stays behind him and carries on. So we've got 6 minutes of this to watch, so that I'm not sort of putting him in the wrong position. So I'm keeping a good distance. We're going through roadworks. This is where bumps and scrapes happen, and the whole damn thing comes to a stop if somebody gets a bump. Yes, there's never anybody working at the side of the road, and why they shut it down, well, that's a different question. But at any point here, there could be a man cutting the grass, there could be a man looking at the gutters, there could be a man doing anything. So they've shut it down for a reason. You don't have to agree with it, but we're in roadworks, so we have to be extra careful. Now this monkey here, because that's all he is a monkey behind the wheel, this monkey here is totally unacceptable driving. You haven't even got thinking time. If, let's say, somebody from the outside lane managed to swerve over and to tap him or whatever, and he's out of control, you haven't even got time to even think and see and put your foot on the brake and bring you and your vehicle to the stop. Now, he's running light, he's not running heavy, he's got an axle up, we'll have a look at that in a minute. But it's just unprofessional, unacceptable driving. We are class 1. Number 1 means we are the top of the class. We are meant to be, supposed to be professional. For this monkey to be paid to drive safely on the roads and to be driving in that manner is just unacceptable. So, okay, we've opened up now. We're back to 4 lanes. The roadworks is over. So here he comes. So where does he think he's going? I'm going nice and safe on the roads. He's going to hassle the next one now, isn't he? Just keep an eye on this now. Here he goes, look. And I think what he was going to do, he was going to undertake the guy. He would, look at this. He was going to try and undertake him, but he's going nowhere. And this guy pulls out in front of him, puts his brain on. But obviously there's lanes. I'm going left here, so that's why I'm staying here. But look, he swerves out. He's out behind him, hassling this guy again. It's just unacceptable frame of mind to be driving, to be paid to be driving, to be a professional driver. It's just unacceptable. Yeah. So let's go and find out who this idiot was driving for. Let's let that run a little bit. So come on, a bit more. As you can see, we're just entering the roadworks. This is my shadow. Hold on a minute, it's not him. Let's run forward a bit further. He goes past, fine. Here he comes. He's behind this guy, isn't he? That's where he is. He's up this guy's chuff. Here he comes, look. Who was he again? He was R.D. Baker. Looks like he comes from Wales. Three Feathers, probably South Wales. Of course, because this is the M5, isn't it? But, you know, you're paid to be a professional driver. You're paid to keep your goods in one piece. You're paid to take goods from one place to another safely. Not only safely for your load, but safely for everybody around you. It is a class 1 license. You are meant to be, supposed to be, the best driver in the world. or on the roads, and if you drove properly, then the other people around you could take example from you and then drive properly too. There's way too many bad truck drivers out there. There never used to be. We used to have pride in our job, but it's just unacceptable behavior as a professional driver. Yeah, you should be paying them to have the practice of driving that damn thing. Anyway, rant over. Let's go and find the next bit of film. So, what do we think of this guy? He's right on the line. I'm sort of watching him. Look how close he is to the line. And what do you do with these wanderers? He's a wanderer, isn't he? Can you see him? He's wandering. Here he comes, wandering. So I think to myself, well, all right then. I still want to make progress. I'll put myself alongside you in case you're not looking in your mirrors. Sometimes it's safer to go alongside them, then they know you're there, than sit behind them or sit on their wing or something in a lane. That was my opinion, right? So if I'm alongside him, he can't miss me. He knows there's a vehicle here. Don't come wandering towards me. So, okay, we progress a little further. So now he's on my radar. I've got him. I don't want to go any further, closer to the guy in front. But yet again, look at him. He wonders again. Look how close he gets to the line. What the hell is he doing? What? Sunshine, get out of my lane. You've got plenty of room the other side to stay in the middle of the lane. What are you doing over here, Sunshine? Are you tired? Have you got alcohol? Are you on the phone? What the hell are you doing? Anyway, at least now he's out of my way and he goes and does whatever he wants to do, but it's a case of keeping yourself safe, isn't it? So he seems to be all right passing him. What was that all about then? Anyway, he got the button pressed on him. We are another round the... Let's get round the truck, lunatic. Right, so we're going straight ahead, which is up there, sort of to the right. It's just a crossroads, this is. But just to show you we're in the right lane, doing the right thing. Straight on and left we're doing. They're going straight on, they're going left, okay. So it takes a while to come out of this junction, so let's just push on a bit. Yeah, here we are coming out of the junction. So I'm in the straight on and go left. Here. You see the two of these are up the side of me, supposed to go straight on, but look, what a plonker. Completely, what was wrong with the left lane or even the lane that I was in? Oh no, the truck's in the way, you must get round the truck. I see quite a few bumps in this particular spot where we are. It's a nasty habit that they've all seemed to have adopted, because I've seen quite a few bumps and scrapes, the very same thing happening. Yeah. So here's a question, and we did mention it. This is Junction 10, the one they've redone. I think it has improved, but it can be a bit confusing, a bit lots of lanes, a bit too much space almost. Anyway, there was a question I was going to ask you. Here's the thing, and we did see it. Now, do you see these railings here? These railings here are put for the protection of the pedestrian. You know, this is the pedestrian path, the pedestrian way. Well, I think it's not even months, I think it's weeks and weeks ago, we saw this incident happen here. Now, keep your eyes open. There. We saw that incident happen, didn't we? Or, you know, the aftermath of it. And these, they must, you know, when they do a junction like this, it must be standard fare. These railings, they're not bespoke for a particular place. They're just standard railings that you see everywhere. So whoever the supplier is must have them in standard, you know, must buy 100 of them at a time, or, you know, 20 of them or 50 of them or whatever. But they're a pretty standard length of fence. And they're here, as you can see, they're here to protect the pedestrians as they go. So what's happening in Junction 10, a brand new junction? Yes, there's been an incident, and yes, they've smashed up the the railings, fine, you know, these things happen, but they haven't yet replaced the railings. There is no rail, there is no protection. You know, this plastic fencing won't protect you from traffic. I mean, if anybody was stood here when this accident happened, whatever, however happened, you know, thank goodness, maybe there was somebody hurt, maybe there was somebody wasn't. But they haven't repaired this piece of public protection. And is this classed as a motorway because it's on top of the motorway, junction 10 on the M6? Is this not got to be done? You know, we pay all our road tax. The government, the council, the whoever are they're taking our money. We're paying road tax. They can hardly fill a pothole. But I tell you what I've noticed around Birmingham. Traffic lights are going out, and they're going out for a couple of days. It's not a case they've broken. You go in the morning, they've broken, which fine, you know, things happen. But generally by dinner time or tea time, you're going home and somebody's been out and somebody's fixed it. The traffic lights are taking weeks to fix. Is that because they've cut the staff? Is that because they haven't got they don't carry the stock, or they can't get hold of the parts for them? Why has this not been done, which is public protection on the road? It's quite an important piece of infrastructure. It hasn't been fixed for months. And yes, okay, there's an insurance claim, but you don't, people like the council and the road authorities don't wait, oh, I'm waiting to get my check so I can go and buy some fencing. It seems very much the way they're waiting. As we saw, it takes a year to clear a claim. I hope they're not going to wait a year until they get the check from the insurance company to be able to replace the fence. Yeah, there's something odd going on, and it shouldn't happen. That should have been done in a timely manner, that fencing being put back. So here we go again. Unsafe, unprofessional driving. Here we are. Look. No, not yet. Not him. Not him. Not him. Watch out. Let's catch a name. Look at that. That's just unprofessional driving. Who was he called? Stephen. Hold on. Come back a bit. Come back a bit. What was he called? Stephen something transport. Stephen Sanderson transport. So let's just see the whole thing. Here's the van going. Here comes the car. And look, at that speed you've got no chance of slamming on. Just unacceptable behaviour. Do you think they do it just for fun? They drive like this just so they can be on Reg on the road. Watch this. Watch him. Watch how close he cuts my nose off. Look, right underneath. And it's not as if he's got to come over here. He's got the whole of that lane to take. Oh no. He thinks it's more sport, risking his vehicle, risking his no claims. Because we've got cameras, we're watching you. All trucks, all the time have got trucks now. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Look, here he comes. That must be the sport of the day. Let's find Reggie and cut him up so we can go on his channel. Well, that worked. You're on my channel for sure. So this was thought-provoking, this one. I was thinking to myself, who are these clowns that design these motorways? So, okay, a vehicle can break down at any time. And I saw this vehicle here, and I saw this poor guy pushing. This poor guy was pushing his car. Dangerous, doesn't want to be there. And I'm thinking to myself, well, there's a rescue lay-by further on. But then I thought to myself, hold on, no, must be his friend or whatever, been to the phone. The guy thought he would push, or maybe he'd stop to give him a helping hand or whatever. But I was thinking to myself, oh, well, there's a refuge up here, not far away. But thinking about it, this is uphill. Can you see it's uphill? Who puts a refuge that you can't stall and roll towards? Happens to be this is the northbound. But who puts a refuge on an uphill stretch so that you can't even roll towards it? You know, you've come to a stop, you're rolling, there's a lay-by not far away. And if that was downhill, be a sensible place to put it so that somebody's got a chance to roll into it. But to put a refuge in the beginning or on an upward slope, I was thinking about this and I thought, that's crazy. What do they expect you to do? If you conk out down there, they expect you to roll backwards into it. What a useless place to put a refuge. We have to have them and we have to put them in places, but you don't put them on a clearly, as you can see, an uphill slope. Maybe at the bottom of a downhill slope. It's not as if they can roll downhill and cross the motorway and come into this refuge here. No. These people that paid lots of money to design these roads, and I think that was a retrofitted lay-by actually. I think it was something they put in afterwards. But yeah, who puts a refuge lay-by on an uphill slope? It helps nobody. So here I am, I'm coming north on the M5 I think, and I saw this in front of me. I thought, wow, here's a big Bertha, here's a big baby, and I'm thinking, wow, he's got some hills to climb. Yeah, look, moving some sort of a machine. 1, 2, 3, 4 axles on the back. Yeah, he's using a dolly, look. So he's got some weight on that. He's got his 3 axles and he's got I'm sure they call that a dolly, an extra, like a little trailer here to help with the grip and the drive. And I'm thinking, wow, you've got some hills to climb to get out of here. Interesting. And every time I turn a corner now, I do something. We see stuff that would be in the. It's an old driving license, isn't it? What year does that go back to? What year was that? 1954. Look. Yeah, 1954. What year is this one? 1968. And then we've got these ration books, haven't we? That were never issued, or no, they were issued, but they were never used. Yeah, we got some of these old. When I said we were in the Black Country Museum, weren't we? And we saw these ration books, or them ration books, and we've got these ration books. I'll be doing this for weeks now, finding stuff that we'd seen or would be worthy to go into the museum. So it's always a puzzle, isn't it, why and how things survive. I'm pretty sure these were a car boot find, provisional license, Bridgend, which is South Wales, in 1960, from 67 to 68, a provisional license. And then this one, same county, Glamorgan, same town, Bridgend, but a different person and a different address. Why has such personal items made their way to my safekeeping? And he can, from 56 to 57, classes A, B and C. What was class A, B and C? Class A, I wonder, is that where the class 1 license comes from? Heavy locomotive, light locomotive, heavy tractor. any vehicle comprising of B, C and D. So there's this guy, a class 1 driver, a truck driver, an A driver, articulated tractor, excluding any vehicles from group F. Agricultural, a road roller, because he's got an A, so you can do a D. So this guy, wherever he was, had an A, B and a C license. Wow. And the same name, Reginald. Woohoo! Maybe that's why they came, but how does somebody's personal items end up in the car boot and then end up, well, you know, in a collection of old stuff?